Have you ever stopped to wonder what's really going on inside your head? Think about the last time you laughed so hard your stomach hurt, or the time you felt a sudden jolt of fear walking down a dark street. What about remembering a friend's name or deciding what to have for breakfast? All of it, every thought, feeling, and action, is orchestrated by the 3-pound marvel inside your skull. This isn't just a lump of tissue, it's the most complex object we know. It's the command center that makes you, well, you. Understanding how it works isn't just for scientists in white lab coats, it's for you, for me, for anyone who wants to understand their habits, emotions, and choices. So let's take a friendly tour inside your head. No jargon, no complicated diagrams, just a simple look at the machinery that runs your life. We'll break it down piece by piece, like taking apart a gadget. We'll explore the different neighborhoods of your brain and discover the specific jobs each one does. It's like meeting the team that works for you 24/7. By the end, you'll appreciate this organ and get a practical tip to help it work better. Ready to meet your brain? Let's dive in. In this short guide, we'll cover 5 key areas. We'll start at the very bottom with the most ancient part, the brainstem, which keeps you alive. Then, we'll move up to the cerebellum, the little brain in the back that handles your coordination. After that, we'll journey into the middle to find the limbic system, the source of your powerful emotions and memories. Then, we'll explore the wrinkly outer layer, the cerebral cortex, which does all your high-level thinking. Finally, we'll visit the very front, the prefrontal cortex, your brain's very own CEO. First up, let's talk about the brainstem. Picture the base of your skull, right where your brain connects to your spinal cord, like a flower on its stalk. That's where you'll find this powerhouse. The brainstem is the oldest, most primitive part of your brain, and its job is brutally simple yet absolutely critical, keeping you alive. It's the unsung hero working tirelessly in the background, managing all the automatic functions you never have to think about. Your heartbeat, your breathing, your digestion, the cycle of sleeping and waking up, all of it is under the brainstem's steady command. You don't have to remind yourself to breathe while you're watching a movie, right? You can thank your brainstem for taking care of that. Think of the brainstem as the life support system for the entire operation. It's like the power plant for a city. If it goes down, everything else goes dark. This part of the brain is so fundamental that it operates completely outside of your conscious control. It's the ultimate multitasker, ensuring your body's most vital systems are running smoothly, so the more advanced parts of your brain are free to worry about other things like what to post on social media. For example, you get startled by a loud noise and your heart suddenly starts pounding. That's your brainstem kicking into a higher gear, preparing your body before you've even processed it consciously. This part of your brain is all about survival, pure and simple. It doesn't deal with complex emotions or abstract thoughts. Its priorities are immediate and non-negotiable. It regulates your body temperature, manages your blood pressure, controls reflexes like swallowing and coughing. Every moment, the brainstem performs a delicate balancing act to maintain your body's internal stability. Homeostasis. It's why you can go about your day without managing your own biological machinery. It's the ultimate autopilot, doing its job flawlessly so you can experience the world. So next time you take a deep breath, feel your heart beating steadily, or wake up refreshed after a good night's sleep, give a little nod to your brainstem. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without its silent work, there would be no thoughts, no feelings, and no you. It's the bedrock of your existence. Tucked away at the back of your brain, sitting just behind the brainstem and underneath the large cerebral cortex, is a structure that looks a bit like a smaller, more densely wrinkled version of the main brain. In fact, its name, cerebellum, literally means little brain in Latin. But don't let its size fool you. This part is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to coordination, balance, and fine-tuning your movements. Every time you walk across a room without stumbling, sign your name with a pen, or even just reach out to pick up a cup of coffee, your cerebellum is hard at work, making sure your actions are smooth, controlled, and precise. It's the master of graceful motion. Think about the first time you tried to learn a new physical skill, like riding a bicycle or playing the guitar. At first, your movements were probably clumsy, awkward, and required intense concentration. You had to think about every little step. Push the pedal, keep your balance, press this string. But as you practiced, it got easier. Eventually, it became second nature, something you could do without thinking. That transition from clumsy effort to smooth automaticity is the work of the cerebellum. The cerebellum is constantly receiving information from your senses, your eyes, your ears, specifically the inner ear which governs balance, and the sensory receptors in your muscles and joints. It compares this incoming sensory information with the motor commands being sent from the higher brain centers. If there's a mismatch, say you start to trip on an uneven sidewalk, the cerebellum instantly sends out corrective signals to your muscles to help you regain your balance. It's like a real-time error correction system for your body. For example, when you try to catch a ball, your cerebellum calculates the ball's trajectory and guides your hand to the exact right spot at the exact right time. So, while the brainstem keeps you alive, the cerebellum helps you live in a coordinated physical world. It's not just about big movements like running and jumping. It's also crucial for the fine motor skills needed for things like typing on a keyboard or playing a delicate instrument. It's the artist and the athlete within your brain, constantly practicing and perfecting every move you make. Now that we understand how we move, let's journey deeper inside the brain, to the region where our feelings and memories are born. Now we move from the mechanics of survival and movement into the very heart of your emotional world. Buried deep within the center of your brain is a collection of structures collectively known as the limbic system. This isn't one single part, but rather a team of interconnected regions that work together to generate your feelings, form your memories, and motivate your behavior. If your brain were a house, the limbic system would be the living room drama, excitement, heartfelt moments. It's the source of your joy, your fear, your anger, and your love. It's what makes life feel vibrant and meaningful. Two of the most famous players in the limbic system team are the amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure, acts as your brain's alarm system. It's constantly scanning your environment for threats and is responsible for triggering rapid emotional responses. Fear aggression. When you hear a sudden, unexpected loud noise and jump in fright, that's your amygdala taking immediate action. Right next door is the hippocampus, which plays a critical role in forming and retrieving long-term memories. It takes your experiences and helps file them away for later recall. The amygdala and hippocampus often work together, which is why highly emotional events tend to form our strongest, most vivid memories. Let's use a simple example to see how this works. Imagine you're walking in the woods and you suddenly see a snake on the path ahead. Your eyes send this visual information to your brain, and your amygdala immediately sounds the alarm. It triggers a cascade of physiological responses. Your heart starts racing, your palms get sweaty, and you freeze in place. This is the classic fight or flight response, and it happens before you even have time to consciously think, "That's a snake. It might be dangerous." Later, once you're safe, your hippocampus will work to consolidate the memory of this event. The sight of the snake, the feeling of fear, the location on the path, so that you'll be more cautious in that area in the future. The limbic system is the reason why a certain smell can instantly transport you back to your grandmother's kitchen, or why a particular song can make you feel a wave of sadness or happiness. It links emotions to memories and experiences, creating the rich tapestry of your personal history. It also plays a key role in motivation, driving you to seek out pleasure like a good meal and avoid pain. Now we arrive at the most visually distinct part of the human brain, the cerebral cortex. This is the large, wrinkly, outermost layer that you typically see in pictures of the brain. It looks like a giant folded walnut. Those wrinkles and folds are actually a clever evolutionary trick to pack more surface area, and thus more processing power, into the limited space of your skull. The cortex is the most recently evolved part of the brain, and it's what truly sets humans apart. This is where your higher-level cognitive functions happen. Your thinking, your language, your reasoning, your conscious perception of the world. It's the brain's center for complex thought. The cortex is divided into two halves, or hemispheres, the famous left brain and right brain. Left, often dominant for language and logic. Right, often dominant for spatial and creative tasks. They are in constant communication through a thick bundle of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. They work together as a seamless team. Furthermore, these hemispheres are divided into four main lobes, each with its own set of responsibilities. Frontal lobe, planning and personality. Parietal lobe, sensory information like touch and temperature. Temporal lobe, hearing and memory. Occipital lobe, dedicated almost exclusively to vision. When you are reading these very words, your cerebral cortex is performing an incredible symphony of tasks. Your occipital lobe is processing the visual information of the letters and words on the screen. Your temporal lobe is helping you comprehend the language and access the meaning of those words. Your parietal lobe is helping you sense the position of your body as you sit and read. All of this information is integrated to create your conscious experience of this moment. The cortex is what allows you to interpret the sensory data flooding into your brain and make sense of it, turning raw signals into a coherent reality. Think of the cortex as the brain's vast library and analysis department. It stores a lifetime of knowledge and gives you the ability to think abstractly, to imagine the future, and to reflect on the past. At the very front of your brain, right behind your forehead, lies the most advanced and sophisticated part of the entire structure, the prefrontal cortex, or PFC. This is the front part of your frontal lobe, and you can think of it as the chief executive officer or the conductor of the orchestra. Manage, direct, regulate. It's responsible for what we call executive functions: planning for the future, making complex decisions, focusing your attention, managing your impulses, aligning your actions with your long-term goals. It's the part of your brain that helps you be a rational, forward-thinking adult. One of the most interesting things about the prefrontal cortex is that it's the last part of the brain to fully mature. It undergoes a massive period of development during your teenage years and doesn't finish wiring itself up until you're in your mid-20s. This biological fact helps explain a lot about adolescent behavior: impulsivity, risk-taking, difficulty seeing long-term consequences. The emotional, reward-seeking limbic system is fully fired up, but the CEO in the PFC is still in training, learning how to put the brakes on and make more considered judgments. This part of the brain is what allows you to choose the harder but better option. Let's see the PFC in action. Imagine you're at a party and a friend offers you another piece of cake. Your limbic system might be screaming, "Yes, cake is delicious, it gives a reward." But then your prefrontal cortex steps in. It reminds you, wait a minute, you have a goal to eat healthier. You already had a piece. You might regret this tomorrow. The PFC is what gives you that moment of pause, allowing you to override your immediate impulse in favor of a longer-term objective. Every time you decide to study for an exam instead of watching another episode of your favorite show, you are flexing your prefrontal cortex muscles. This inner CEO is also crucial for social behavior. Understand social cues, empathize with others, regulate your emotional expressions to fit a given situation. It's what stops you from saying something rude or inappropriate, helping you navigate the complex world of human interaction. The prefrontal cortex is the seat of your personality and your self-control. It's the voice of reason that helps you steer your life in the direction you want it to go, rather than being constantly pulled around by impulse and immediate gratification. A strong PFC is key to achieving your goals. Now that we've met the individual players, it's crucial to understand that no single part of the brain ever works in isolation. Thinking of the brain as a collection of separate modules is a helpful way to learn, but in reality, it's a deeply interconnected network. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are the product of a constant, lightning-fast conversation between all these different regions. It's not a relay race where one part hands off to the next. It's a symphony, with every section playing its part in harmony to create the music of your consciousness. Even the simplest act involves a massive amount of crosstalk throughout your brain. Let's take a simple, everyday example. You're driving your car, the traffic light ahead of you suddenly turns yellow. What happens in your brain? First, your occipital lobe, part of the cortex, processes the visual information, the yellow light. This signal is instantly shared. Your limbic system, particularly the amygdala, might create a small jolt of anxiety or urgency. Your cerebellum is on standby, ready to coordinate the fine motor movements of your foot. Then your prefrontal cortex, the CEO, rapidly assesses the situation. It calculates your speed, the distance to the intersection, recalls traffic rules, and weighs the risk of speeding through against the inconvenience of stopping. In a fraction of a second, your PFC makes a decision. Stop. It sends a command to your motor cortex, which then signals the muscles in your leg and foot. Your cerebellum refines this action, ensuring you apply just the right amount of pressure to the brake pedal for a smooth stop. All the while, your brainstem is keeping your heart rate and breathing steady. This entire complex sequence involving sensation, emotion, calculation, decision, and physical action happens so fast that it feels instantaneous and automatic. It's a perfect illustration of the brain's incredible teamwork. This integration is what allows for the complexity and nuance of human behavior. When you meet someone new, your cortex processes their words, your limbic system gives you a gut feeling about them, and your prefrontal cortex helps you decide how to respond appropriately. When you work on a creative project, your cortex generates ideas, your limbic system provides the passion and motivation, and your cerebellum helps with the physical act of painting or typing. Your brain is not a set of separate tools in a toolbox. It's a single, beautifully integrated machine where the whole is far, far greater than the sum of its parts. So, we've taken this incredible tour of your brain. We've seen how different parts handle everything from your breathing to your most complex decisions. Now you might be asking, this is all fascinating, but what can I actually do with this information? It's a great question. Knowledge is only powerful when it's applied. One incredibly simple, profoundly effective tip you can use today. Focused breathing. It only takes a minute. Find a quiet place and sit down. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Bring all your attention to the sensation of your breath. Don't change it, just notice it. Feel the air coming in through your nose, cool and fresh. Feel your chest expand. Feel your belly expand. Feel the air leaving, slightly warmer. Your mind will wander. When it does, gently, without judgment, guide attention back to the breath. That's it. Do this for just 60 seconds. Why is it powerful? It engages multiple parts of your brain. Focus exercises the prefrontal cortex, your CEO. It strengthens its ability to direct your focus. It helps you ignore distractions. Calming your breath sends a safety signal to the brainstem. It also soothes the limbic system. That can dial down the amygdala's fight or flight response. You're using your thinking brain, the cortex, to calm your emotional brain, the limbic system, and your survival brain, the brainstem. This is a workout for your brain's self-regulation circuit. Think of it as a push-up for your prefrontal cortex. The more you practice, the stronger the connection becomes. 1 minute of focused breathing can create a gap between a trigger, like a stressful email, and your reaction. It gives your PFC a chance to choose a considered response. Try it right now after this. Just 1 minute. It's a small investment with a huge potential return for your mental clarity and emotional balance. We've journeyed from the life-sustaining brainstem all the way to the forward-thinking prefrontal cortex. You now have a basic map of the incredible landscape inside your head. The cerebellum helps you move, the limbic system helps you feel, and the cortex helps you think. Most importantly, these parts all work together as a team, and you have the power to influence how that team functions. Understanding your brain isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's the first step toward becoming the architect of your own life. It helps you understand your habits, master your emotions, and make choices that align with the person you want to be. I want you to think about one habit in your life you'd like to change. Maybe it's scrolling on your phone too late at night, or perhaps it's a desire to start a new morning exercise routine. Whatever it is, bring it to mind. Now think about it in terms of your brain. The impulse to do the old habit comes from the fast, automatic parts of your brain. The decision to build a new, better habit requires the deliberate effort of your prefrontal cortex. Every time you choose the new habit, you are physically strengthening the neural pathways that support it. Making it easier to choose next time, you are literally rewiring your brain. How amazing is that? Your brain has this incredible property called neuroplasticity, which means it can change and adapt based on your experiences and actions all throughout your life. You are not stuck with the brain you have today. You can shape it. The simple tip of focused breathing is one way to start better sleep. Physical exercise. Learning new things. These are all ways you can support your brain's health and improve its function. This knowledge gives you agency. It moves you from being a passenger driven by unconscious urges to being the driver with your hands on the wheel. So I ask you, what's one habit you want to work on? Let us know in the comments below. Just writing it down is a powerful first step. If you found this journey through the brain helpful and learned something new today, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We release simple guides like this all the time to help you understand your mind and body better. And please, share this essay with a friend who might find it interesting. The greatest gift you can give is knowledge. For my pinned comment, I want you to share your favorite tip or fact from this essay. And tell us if you're going to try the 1-minute breathing challenge. Your brain is the most powerful tool you will ever own. Keep it curious, keep it active, and keep learning. Thank you for reading.